Hello friends, I want to give a shout out to all you hard workers this Labor Day. It's been 8 months since Donald Trump, Paul Ryan, and Mitch McConnell rammed their tax scam for the rich and big corporations through Congress. I thought we should take a look to see if you got your $4,000 pay raise yet. I'm sure you remember that promise President Trump made to all of us.
A $4,000 pay raise.
Trump guaranteed working families a $4,000 raise from their bosses if corporations got the huge tax cut they were demanding. Yeah, I didn't get my raise either. As usual, us workers are left holding the bag. I'm sure you can guess who did get a huge pay hike: corporate CEOs and wealthy shareholders. Of course, the rest of us, only 4% of workers have gotten pay boosts tied to Trump's corporate tax cut. And most of them have been one-time bonuses, not permanent wage hikes, and they are not anywhere near $4,000. Are corporations not sharing their new tax cut wealth with workers because they can't afford it? Hardly. Corporate profits are way up since the Trump GOP tax scam became law. The corporate tax revenues to the Treasury have dropped by nearly one-half. They've plunged from $265 billion a year to $150 billion. What are corporations doing with their tax cut windfall? Instead of giving workers raises, they're giving hefty handouts to CEOs and wealthy shareholders through stock buybacks and higher dividends. Since the Trump GOP tax scam was signed into law, corporations have announced $700 billion in stock buybacks, which mostly line the pockets of rich CEOs and investors. That's 100 times more than the $7 billion workers have gotten in bonuses and raises from corporations. In fact, when you take into account the rising price of gas, prescription drugs, and other essentials, average workers' wages, rather than going up, have actually fallen over the past year. As a result, the pay gap between workers and bosses has blasted wide open. Last year, CEOs made over 300 times more than the typical worker. The average CEO at the biggest companies, they made $19 million a year. Their workers only made about $62,000.
Are we going for an additional tax cut, I understand?
Here's how I think we should celebrate American workers this Labor Day. Let's repeal Trump's tax cuts for the wealthy and big corporations and start using that money to invest in America. Use that money to repair roads and bridges. Expand broadband to rural America. Make sure all Americans have health care. Provide free public college tuition and ensure seniors a secure retirement. In other words, let's start helping working families get ahead instead of rich CEOs, Wall Street banks, drug companies, health insurers, and big oil. Workers deserve more than Trump's empty promises. We deserve a raise, a big one. It will come if we work together this November. Let's talk with coworkers. Let's get mobilized.